Welcome to another chapter of the Tao Te Ching. We're going to be looking at chapter 37, Inspired Action. This one is all about recognizing that your actions are inspired, and that when you identify with those actions, that you can close yourself off and the peace in your life be shattered. So let's look at this. I like to address that right off the bat so that we can recognize how this is connecting. So let's just read right into it. Tao never does anything, yet inspires everything to do. When beings maintain the action of Tao, they spontaneously transform from within. When that transformation acquires a name, external forces inspire actions from desire. Actions without identity are free from external goals. Without desire, honoring stillness, all things are at peace. One of the things that we can fall into the trap of when we're looking at Tao and non-dual experiences and things, non-dual teachings, is that we could want to not want. We could want to not desire. That's problematic. You will or won't arrive at non-desire. You will arrive at not wanting. And at first, you'll notice it and be proud of it and then be like, oh, that's wanting, right? Like you'll realize the cyclical nature of it until you stop thinking, right? There is the one verse, I don't remember the chapter number, but in Stephen Mitchell's, he says, stop thinking and end your problems. Well, your problem is your thinking. It's your identifying with your mind and your body and you as a separate being. So here it says, Tao never does anything, yet inspires everything to do. But it's not attempting to do that, right? It's just doing it. Just like if you were to inspire your neighbor to cut his grass by cutting your grass, did you want to inspire him? No. You just cut your grass. Then your neighbor's like, oh, I'm going to go cut my grass. Well, your neighbor might be living under the influence of what you're doing. And then when you see him cut his grass, you might say, I inspired him, right? I inspired him to cut his grass. And then you both, like he's beating himself up, which is what he needs to do. And you're proud of yourself, which is what you need to do. And then you have this external, and I'm going to cut my grass and inspire my neighbor more. You start telling these stories about how you're inspiring things, but the difference between like you and Tao is Tao's not thinking about it. Yeah, it's inspiring you to do things, but it's not planning it out. It's not trying to do it. It's not even patting itself on the back because it's inspired, right? That's what we do. We go out in the world, we say, if I can affect one person with my stupid podcast, right? Like if I can affect one person with this series of Tao, ooh, like that would be so great. Like who fucking cares? Maybe you're either inspiring people or you're just trying to take credit, right? Now, what this moves into is when beings maintain the action of Tao, meaning not doing anything, but inspiring and moving forward through inspiration, they spontaneously transform from within. And we've all had moments from that, right? We spontaneously we've been still and oh my God, here's an idea. Oh my God, here's a thing. Oh my God, like this is my purpose. This is my goal. This is who I am. And this is all of these things, right? Like we spontaneously transform from within. The problem becomes when we start to identify with that transformation. We say, I'm now a writer and I'm going to blog and I'm a podcaster and I'm going to podcast and interview people. And I'm someone who has conversations with people. And that's inspiring like, you were inspired once, And then all of a sudden, you decided that for some reason, this is who you are. That is what we come to next when the transformation acquires a name. When that transformation acquires a name, external forces inspire actions from desire. So you spontaneously transform from within and you create a podcast. Now you feel like you're doing your life's work, whatever the fuck that means. And that transformation has acquired a name. I'm a podcaster. I am a life coach. I gave somebody advice and it made me feel good. So I am a life coach, right? External forces inspire action from desire. So the external forces now are dictating where your actions are coming from. I'm a life coach. I'm going to do this and I'm going to take this course and I'm going to get this certification and I'm going to market myself and I'm going to have a brand and I'm going to do. These are all external forces. External forces inspire actions. It's the external forces that are inspiring actions, and those actions are being inspired from desire, from you wanting to be successful, from you wanting to, continue to feel good about yourself because you're being such a good, podcaster, and people are telling you that you're great at it, and people are telling you that, like you've changed their lives and all of these things. And, oh, my ego, right? All of these external forces kind of come into play. But then what we wrap up with here is actions without identity. Without the identity of being a podcast, you just making some shit, whatever. And that's all you're doing. Are free from external goals. You don't care what happens to them. You don't care if anyone sees them. You don't care what happens. You just you're free from goals. You don't have any external goals. And you're just living your life. Without desire. Honoring stillness. Why do we honor stillness? The first line of this is Tao never does anything, yet inspires everything to do. And when beings maintain that action, maintain the action of Tao, not doing and allowing the universe to just be inspired. Be inspired. And then, yes, you're going to get up and you're going to do the laundry. You're going to do the dishes and you're going to make a podcast. You're going to write a blog. You're going to do these things because you're naturally inspired to do them. It's not coming from an external goal. It's not coming from external forces, inspiring from desire. It's coming from you. It's not something outside of you. It's not wanting money. It's not wanting praise. It's not wanting internet fame. It's not wanting to shake your fist at the world. It's because it's just inspired internally. Without desire, honoring stillness, all things are at peace. All things in your life will become at peace. And you can say, well, what about all the things out in the world that are not peaceful? Well, they won't cross your path, will they? Because all things for your universe are peaceful. Why is that? Because there's peace in your life. There's peace here. And then you will be offering peace to everything that comes into your periphery and the world. You will be loving and offering peace to the entire world without having these external goals, without having all of this. Like, you can just be still, not do anything. That doesn't mean things won't get done. It just means you won't be doing them from external goals because you have desires. They will just happen. You will do what needs to be done rather than what you think you have to do to get you to whatever place you need to go. All of these ego-driven sort of external forces. And these are things we all struggle with. But again, it's not about wanting to not, because if you want to not be there, you'll never get there. It's about not being there and recognizing, oh, I don't have a want. Interesting. And then let the want come, and then it goes and it ebbs and flows, and that's what life is. And those moments, those little moments in which you don't have desire, you just make them a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, until you recognize you're not thinking at all. You're not thinking about where you're going. You're not thinking about what you're doing. You're not thinking about what you want. You're not thinking about what you don't want. You're just acting in this moment as you're inspired to be. Thank you so much for joining me for the Tao Te Ching. And yeah, until next time, keep recovering yourself.